Hello and welcome to Construction Wolf. Today we're going to be starting a new set, aren't we? You may have seen a previous video that we made where we cleaned a second-hand Lego set we purchased, and that's the set we've got here. They're all nicely dried now, and we left them on the tissue paper just because they're nicely sorted into bag order. And I don't know if you could have guessed what the set was. I think hopefully many of you did. It's the Spring Lantern Festival. So I've got all the instructions here. And we've had a good sort through, and it all looks in great condition. It all feels nice and clean now that we've washed them. The only bit of damage we had was on the base plate here. You can see it was received a bit bent. You can see it's quite flush actually to the table, so it's not damaged in any way. And actually putting it in the warm water helps to sort of level off if you put it on a flat surface to dry. It's going to be totally covered by pieces anyway, so we won't see any of this, so it's not really an issue. Right, we're ready to begin building the set now. We've got the first bag stage pieces emptied onto the table and the base plate ready. I find it easier using the the Lego app for the PDF instructions. With the actual booklet, it takes up a lot of table space. It folds out all across, it's over double that space when you've opened the book. And also in the creases, it can be hard to see some of the end stages of, the end of the actual set itself. So just more space for you to work with the actual Lego set and your pieces spread out using the app. And then also, once you finish building wherever you're at, you can go back and it save your progress. You can just go straight to the page you're on when you're ready. Right, so we're going to do the first piece now, the first stage, as you can maybe see. And it's always customary here for the Construction Wolf himself to start off the set, isn't it? Well done, Wolf. Right, we're away building the set now. As the Wolf's so tiny, he can't struggle to put pressure on some of the pieces, so I'm helping him sort this out, and he's overseeing how things are going. We're going to go through a few stages now, and we'll show you our progress in a bit. Right, we're back and we've built 3 bags up now. As you can see, we've made good progress. We've been finding out that there are some issues maybe with second-hand Lego that we hadn't thought about. It turns out a number of the pieces probably didn't originally come with a set. They might be older pieces. Perhaps the owner parted it out and had the pieces within containers, and they've just got whatever they had to hand to make up the set. You can see an example of that here. This set is only 2 years old, but you'll see the piece on the left looks much older than the piece on the right. So some of the pieces, for example, might look a bit scuffed on close inspection. They look a bit older. And if you look under the pieces, they have numbers on them, but some of the numbers look older style, so they're probably from older sets. And we found some of the clamping power of some of the pieces, maybe because they're older, not quite as good. So for example, if I tip this up here, a few of these pieces just drop out, even if I push them really hard in. They just don't stay, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I've accounted for this, and they'll be built under things, because some of these green pieces, they were dropping out, but I put them under where the water is, so it's looking quite nice at the moment. Another issue we've had is a few of the pieces, I think the previous owner made an honest mistake, and they've put 1x3 brick in when it should be 1x4, so we're now missing 2 of these pieces. We'll have to try and solve a solution later, so I'm just building where I can. You want to come and have a look? And we'll do the best we can, and we might have to maybe buy some pieces later down the line. That's the progress so far, so it's going well. There's a few issues we've identified. We'll see how we feel about it afterwards. We'll keep on building, won't we? We've now jumped ahead a few weeks. So after the last part, I built up the set to the penultimate stage, which you can see here, so I've saved that. And we found out there were a number of pieces missing that weren't stated, about 30 pieces. And then we did have a few that were different colours to what they should have been originally in the set. So I contacted the seller, and he was quite honest, and he stated that when you're parting out a set and then putting it back together, about 1,500 pieces, it's very difficult, which is fair enough. So he's agreed to send me the pieces in the mail that were missing, which we have now received, which I'll just slide over here. So here they are. So we've got the missing pieces here. And you can see, for example, these are the pieces that were incorrect. So you can see the bridge is 6 studs wide when it should have been 8 studs wide. And we're missing key piece here, this green piece for the landscaping, which you can see here, should go here. So we were left with a big gap. And then, for example, You see these little plant pieces here, they've got a little connection here, whereas originally we were sent the wrong pieces without the connection. I can just show you that. So they wouldn't slot in, so we couldn't assemble the set correctly. So we've got all the right pieces now to finish off the set. There were a few pieces that I didn't speak because it's secondhand, it's fair enough that they're a different colour. But as I was buying a few pieces that were stated as missing anyway, I just bought a few of the pieces from a bricklink seller. So we now have all the pieces in the right colour too now. So I made sure I brought, like, say, the lime green leaves, because these pieces should actually be lime green at the front here. And then we've got a few of the missing pieces as well. So we should have a complete set now. We're going to go and finish the set, aren't we? And then we'll show you how we get on. And here's the completed set here now. We've finished it, haven't we? So the question we wanted to answer then, is a pre-owned Lego set worth buying? So you can see this set here. We've got everything in place now. We've got all the pieces accounted for, apart from one piece missing that I mentioned that I made a mistake on. And they're all the right colour now. And it's a really nice set, all in a good condition and all complete. So I'm very happy with it. So the question we wanted to answer then, is buying a pre-owned Lego set worth it? So I'd say in this case it was. We did have a few issues as we mentioned. So we had a few pieces missing that weren't stated, but the seller was very helpful and sorted them out and sent them to me. When then we had a few left over where a few pieces that were stated missing or a few that are wrong colour, I went on Bricklink and purchased them. So it's a few pounds for postage and then a few pounds for the pieces, so not too bad. In all, and that makes the cost of this set, when you buy the set and the pieces together, that was probably costing overall about half the price it would have cost to buy a brand new set, this is retired on the resale market. It's a massive saving, and I think we've got a lovely set after this, and it's all in good order now. All the pieces are present apart from the one I mentioned, and all the pieces the right colour. So I think it is worth buying a second-hand Lego set if you obviously apply some caution. So the issues we had, missing pieces, potentially ones that are the wrong colour, you can account for. And then also some of the pieces were maybe older because the set had been parted out, which I hadn't really actually thought of before. So obviously there might be some that were maybe partly slightly scuffed, but generally they're quite good here. And then we had some that had lost their clamping power. So that they actually, as you saw earlier in the video, they dropped out. So that's something to account for. But it's very difficult, unless you know the history of the set, etc. So it's maybe a bit of luck to buying a good second-hand Lego set. And then also another issue that I didn't encounter, but something to look out for. Whiter pieces, they can actually discolour over time, especially if the set's been displayed in the sun. Luckily this set you can see in the pictures when I bought it online that the whites were all good, not gone yellow, so that was not a problem there. So all in all, I think as long as you're cautious, I think you can get a great bargain buying a second-hand Lego set. So something else I have mentioned which I didn't have an issue with this set. This set was all parted out and in pieces, separated in stage order, so not an issue for when I got it to just tackle it, go ahead and build it and have fun building it. But you might buy pre-owned sets, being already obviously built, and the seller might send you only partially disassembled. So if you wanted to enjoy building it, you might have to disassemble it first. So just something else to consider, but it's a time factor that might not be an issue to yourself. It depends on how you feel about it, really. So that's the overview on our second-hand Lego experience. I think it's worked out well, and we've had good fun doing it, haven't we? So if you've enjoyed watching this video, and hopefully you've enjoyed watching some of our other videos, it really helps us out by supporting us. So if you could like and subscribe, we'd greatly appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Until next time, see you then. Goodbye.